This week on VGO, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, TCG Card Shop Simulator giveaway in our Discord.
And Michelle, I'm going to expose what you can and cannot do with a paintbrush in a video game. I swear to God.
I don't want to know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Michelle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 874 of the Video Game Outsiders podcast. I'm with your host, not sick, Michelle Madison.
And I, of course, am your host, John.
Who's sick?
And I'm also not sick. I'm Matt.
Yeah.
Hey, my Matt.
So John's a little loopy. He's ill. He's unwell. Bear with us. Yep.
The ibuprofen.
We got a big show, John.
Tylenol.
Zelda Echoes of Wisdom roundtable review.
Guy with a cold is real, Matt.
Yeah.
You turned into guy with a cold. It's terrible. It's the kissing disease.
That's true,
What?
Gyro. It's all that fasting you were doing, John. You eating enough calories
I did
up
it
there?
for one
Just
day.
Ill and frail.
Fasting for one day.
Yeah, that's all it was.
So you didn't
Yeah.
fast. That's not
Yeah.
fasting.
An entire day.
He skipped
That
a snack.
just means you ate a little bit on a day. That's not fasting.
No, 24. I went an entire day. Whatever. We already talked about this.
All right. So
No,
John,
you went the entire day. That's crazy.
Hang on.
I know. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Now this is what we're dealing with. Things are not good, but we're going to make it through the show. Like I said, we have a big show because Zelda Echoes of Wisdom Roundtable we'll do after the 10-second spotlight. We also have a giveaway going on right now in our Discord. We picked the Spice winners. Congrats to the people I contacted. John will be getting those out when he's well. We have 11
it'll
people.
go out this week.
Yeah.
Big sausage energy coming your way.
That's right.
Sweet.
And we are giving away a copy of TCG Card Shop Simulator in Discord right now for Steam.
Stinky
I played
customer
it. I'm going to talk about it.
simulator.
It's funny. It's a CC Game CEO simulator. There are stinky guys walking in, and girls, by the way, walking in your store. It's funny. I'll talk about that game in a bit. So yeah, let's get right into it. We have 2 voicemail, but before that, we are live on videogameoutsiders.com, twitch.tv/John and Michelle. Actually, we do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, you can listen anywhere podcasts are. Best place, though, is our app, John. We do free shows,
That's right.
but some are premium. There's also the whole back catalog of VGO, 20 years this summer. Wow. That they can get if they want to support us.
Yeah.
But how do they do that? Can you make it through?
You know, if you look at the Twitch really fast, it looks like it says, probably because of all that fisting.
Well, they said fasting. Fisting will make you sick. John knows all about that too.
Fisting will do something.
I like
to
how
you.
that led to how do people support us to go premium? Fisting.
That's right.
Yeah.
I had to put my glasses on for it there. Okay, I can see now. All right.
Yeah.
Probably because of all that fasting. Okay.
Yes.
All right, go to our website, videogameoutsiders.com. When you get there, there's a red premium button. Go ahead and click it, lick it, slam it, whatever you need to do. Go to the next page, sign up and go premium. It's $1.99 a month, and once you are a member of Club VGO, you will unlock our entire back catalog of almost 20 years, and also all the bonus shows we do every week, like the John Show, Micro VGO, Warcraft Outsiders.
PC Outsiders, all sorts of stuff.
PC
Cooking
Outsiders. It's
coming
all on
up.
there. Michelle
Yeah.
did a Zelda lore.
Yeah, I did a brief kind of first impressions of Echoes of Wisdom, but that was when I'd only played a bit. Now I've played a lot, and I know you have too, John, so we're going to get into that today.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about Zelda.
Good.
Matt,
I've
did
got
you try
thoughts.
No, I'm going to be relying on your review.
Oh,
It's
my
something I want to pick up.
Well, you'll see. We'll see. We'll let you know if you should or not. Because
Okay.
I had like a roller coaster with the game, so we'll kind of get into that.
Okay.
All right, so let's do voicemails. Anytime during the week, you guys can send us a voicemail. Pick up your phone and dial 520-FEEL-VGO, 520-FEEL-VGO. Can be a question, comment, whatever. Just pick up your phone and dial 520-FEEL-VGO. Tiger?
Yeah, I think Ubisoft is dead. It's time for Phil to step in now and save them. John, what would the pitch be for Phil coming in to buy Ubisoft?
Now, listen up, baby. Now, I saw that. Now, can you believe this? What was the game that cost like $800 million?
Concord?
Encore?
No, Skull and Crossbones.
Oh, yeah. Skull and Crossboner? Yeah.
Skull and Bones.
They're saying that game cost $800 million to make.
What
They were
the
making
fuck?
it for 8 years, so
What?
it makes sense. They were
Does
making that
it?
game forever.
Well, what is going on with all these people?
There's too much bloat at the company. There's too many people in human resources and production. They're paying people too much to do nothing, to make poop. Okay, John, we talked about this last week with Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Things are not looking good. We've been calling it for a while. We knew they abandoned the Clancy stuff to go double down on these bullshit properties that just aren't up to par. I mean, did you hear that kind of, what's their guy's, the leader's name? That French dude, French Canadian guy, Matt, you should know him. He's one of your people.
Matt, you know.
He was like, we did not sell very well.
Matt, isn't there like a statue by your house of him?
He was like,
or something?
he said that the Star Wars
Is it
sales were
Will
soft,
something?
like they were a fucking dick or something. He's like, the sales were soft. We are in trouble. There's like an activist investor now who is pissed off at Tencent, has like a stake. I don't know. It's like an absolute mess over there. And they're basically saying, look, nobody bought Star Wars. Nobody wants Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Nobody bought
We're
Skulls
Nobody
and
bought
Bones.
Skull and Boner. What the fuck are we going to do? Ubisoft is dead. And it's like, maybe Phil should come in at this point. And what would the pitch be, John? That's what the caller wanted to know.
I know.
I think he'd just be like, hey, you want to join us and have your company laid off?
All these Game Pass. Yeah, exactly. We'll get people playing your games and you could sell some hats. In the pirate hat, you sell some pirate hats. You get all kinds of money from people buying.
I think
the
Xbox
pirate
should take
hats.
the Olive Garden.
And then we get
saying,
rid of
like,
all
when
you
you're here,
French
your family.
fucks. And that's it.
French fucks. He can't say that.
Wow.
No,
That's not
baby,
gonna
we
get
get
them.
rid of all you. We just want your properties. And we'll give it to some
I don't
company
think
in
you can say
Arizona.
we're going to get rid of you French
Yeah, well,
fucks. I don't think
yeah,
that's going to go over very
I don't
well.
think that's what Phil would say anyway.
No, I
That
think
seems
he
weird.
said, don't worry, baby. We got some guys in Arizona that can do this better.
Yeah. We're going to get some cheap labor. All right. Well, that sounds good. Phil, you work on that. Try to get save
But yeah,
Ubisoft,
I
Phil.
did see today though, and if you Google this stuff, you can never get these exact numbers.
Yeah.
But if you Google it, like on Wikipedia, it says $200 million for Skull and Bones, but that's 10 years of development. Mm-hmm. So there's things like lunches and
yeah.
cappuccino
Go-gurts.
machines.
Yep.
Go-gurts. Lunchables. Like
Yeah.
things that aren't
Vests.
counted,
Lots of vests.
until much later. Mm-hmm. Which I think
those
is what
sick
happened.
fucks are demanding like good
Lunchables.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, I want
they're not-
Kale
Go-Gurts.
salad.
They want
Capri
Go-Gurts and
Suns.
Yeah. What are they, 7 at school lunch? No, they want like expensive shit. They want Soylent. Who knows what they're drinking over there? Tiger says French fucks. Don't the French use a word that starts with the letter C? I think the Brits say cunt. I don't know what the French say. What's a
Yeah.
good French
French
insult?
don't say cunt. You cunt.
what
That would
do
sound
they
really weird
say?
coming
The
from
French. Come on, they're your people, man.
Sacre bleu. Oh, merde.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. Tu es un pisse merde, un grand merde.
All right. Well, fuck you, Ubisoft. All right. Well, we're going to move on here. We've got games. I don't know what Matt just said. I hope it's not terrible.
Yeah, let Phil buy you guys and open up some little studio
Yeah.
in
You guys know
Phoenix.
French?
What?
I'm sure there's some
I
Canadians
took French
on
for
the,
many years, but I don't remember
Michel
Sacre
est
bleu.
belle femme. Oui, oui.
Oh, bonjour. Merci. Okay, let's move on.
Jean est un grand
I
chat.
feel like this is dangerous. We're pissing off our French listeners right now. Look, it's not against you. It's just Ubisoft. All right.
No,
I know. I'm just
It's
sending
not
secret
against-
messages
Talking
to my
about.
French homies.
Yeah, we don't hate the French listeners.
no. I like.
Yeah, we like tiny cigarettes.
I
and
like that
chapeaus.
salad dressing that you guys make.
What are you talking? What?
I like
French
the look of the
dressing.
Louvre. You know.
I'm a
Us
real
guys make French dressing.
Yeah, and I like
Yeah.
those fries you guys came up with.
Right.
Like,
The French
there's a lot of
fries,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Of course.
There's a lot of. I mean, there's 2 out of a lot of good things that the French have done. I'm sure.
Old School says Matt is in Ontario. He has no clue. He's not from Quebec.
No, I don't know. Look, I'm probably butchering.
You know
it, so
that
I'm
that
not
that onion soup,
trying to come off as a
You know,
French
a lot of
That's a
people
good
like
one, John.
that.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And the kiss is pretty good. All right, let's move on.
The company French is, they make fried onions.
Right. Yeah, those toppers of like a burger at like a nice restaurant.
Yeah,
It's like you don't
so
know if you like it or
obviously,
you don't
when
like
we
it.
say you French fucks,
Yeah.
we're not including all
No.
these wonderful food items.
No. And,
Right.
and not mimes. We love you. I don't really like mimes. They do annoy me. If you have a white and black striped shirt, we don't really have a problem with you.
No, baguettes.
Yeah. Of course.
I think your
What?
your view of French people is a little dated. I think.
That's all right.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Well, they
mimes?
made the Statue of Liberty.
That's right. Of course.
Yeah.
I think all the talent's dead there, though. What have they done for us recently? What have they done for me lately? All right, let's move on.
Well, they did Watch Dogs, I think.
Oh, shit. Well, then they really suck. All right,
we got to go.
We got to move on.
Matt,
we're making Matt uncomfortable because Matt's a big Ubisoft fan still. He believes.
Yeah.
I believe like the
believes.
soul of Ubisoft exists.
Yeah.
It's like Ubisoft's like a villain. Ubisoft's like a villain in its own games. Like it was a pure entity that got surrounded by a pile of shit, and you got to go in there and you got to blast off the shit to get to the pure entity. Again.
Yeah,
and maybe
you
that's
gotta
Well,
bidet
that's what Phil would do. Is what I'm saying. He's got to
go back to basics.
He's got to pull them into Phoenix. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, we need a little Phoenix energy in there. We do.
Just to kind of balance everything out.
We do. We've got to get balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, we need to bring Mark Wahlberg in, or some kind of that kind of energy.
Really?
Yeah, like Tom Clancy.
I think we need Alec Baldwin and Glenn Ross to get into Ubisoft. That's what we need. But I don't think it's
Ryan Gosling type. Just a charm.
We just need somebody to clean the shit. Like we said, but we'll see if that happens.
Alec Baldwin for sure. Like from
just don't shoot anybody out.
Why
I said in Glenn Ross.
Glenn Glenn Ross. He's
that
the
version
greatest
of him.
speech. Yeah.
ABC,
always be closing.
That's right. Ubisoft needs to just put their ass to the grindstone.
He wasn't the hard ass. Al Pacino was the hard ass in that, really. Right?
I think it was Alec Baldwin's guy. He was the hard ass.
No, Al Pacino was definitely.
Al Pacino wasn't. All right. Well, we'll meet Elf Pacino again in our Christmas show coming up. I'm sure.
Elf
Pacino. All right. Let's talk about some games because I played a lot. I played Greedfall 2: The Dying World. I did like the first game. It was one of those it was made by Spiders. It was like a double A. One of those
Spiders.
Wait. I think they're French.
You can't just drop that.
Spiders made
I think
this
they're
game.
French.
You
What?
can't just drop that.
John, what sort of medication are you on? Calm down.
I want some
it's the
kind
name
of
the company.
Arachnophobia warning here before
sorry.
we get into this.
Okay. Well,
It's
it was
Spiders
made.
from Goodfellas.
Yeah. It was
Spider.
just
Spider
a
from
singular.
Goodfellas.
So Greedfall 1, if you remember, was one of those
Went on
rough
to
around
Sopranos.
the edges,
Sorry, Michelle.
early access game.
All right, so Spiders made this game.
Yes, exactly. You can quote me on that. Spider-Man, actually. $40. It's going to be $60 on release. So I figured I might as well get in now because I did like the first game. And like I said, it was one of those janky AA games. It wasn't trying to be like AAA. They didn't have the team power or anything like that. It had really good voice acting at the time, like a good story. And the combat was always the weak part, but it was action combat. It was an RPG with action combat. Well, they completely changed the combat this time around. Because of the success, I think, of Baldur's Gate 3, they attempted to do sort of a real-time pause, turn-based thing that just ends up feeling so jank and not like Baldur's Gate 3 that they took away some of the other positive things that this game, I think, could have had and that the first game had. So there was actually...
I was looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it too because, like I said, it was like a diamond in the rough, the first game. And I saw a review that really summed this up for me. It says, if you're a fan of the first Greedfall for its good setting and lore, you're probably going to like this. If you were a fan of the first Greedfall for all the other stuff like gunslinging, potion throwing, magic spamming, and all that fun gameplay, you're probably not going to like this one. So are you okay, John? So, basically,
I realize I don't have a mute button, so I could turn
horn.
I could turn my levels down. I guess.
I mean, no, it's fine. We enjoy hearing the horn section. It's
I turned my mic. I didn't think you'd hear it.
How is there no mute button on your expensive mic? Don't you have a button on your mixer? Anyway, the actual gameplay here is not great. It's sort of. Yeah, but I mean, they did it. It's interesting because it's sort of a prequel to the first Greedfall, and it has a cool setting and this native tribe of people that are speaking in a language which may be real or made up. I don't know, but it's kind of, you feel immersed in it because it seems like you don't really know what they're saying, but you're reading the subtitles. You're pulled into the story. You have companions that you can play around with, and just there's a bunch to choose from. You have this cool character creation system where you're putting in stats and talents, and all that sort of RPG-ness is there, but it just feels so rough. And the problem is too, which I didn't know, is that it's only about 30% of the full game. Now, yes, it is 40 instead of 60, but these sorts of early access titles, and I'm reviewing it as an early access title. I'm not just saying, I'm not saying I'm saying even as an early access title, I don't think this one is here. And I feel like they really need to go back to the drawing board on the combat, because even if the first one, like I said, it wasn't like the combat was a shining star, but it was still an action RPG game. And now you tried to take on Baldur's Gate 3 style combat. It actually ends up feeling like a jankier version of Dragon Age, one of the older ones, I think. But it's not working. It feels like a downgrade from the first game. It feels even more 2005 than the first game, which came out in 2019, if that makes any sense. So,
do you think they could just pivot and make a totally new combat system? Or
I think they need to.
They'd have to rebuild the whole game, wouldn't they?
Well, it's only 30% done, and they're what they're telling people is be a part of the development, give us some money now. I just feel like it's a shame because
money for a third of a shitty game.
Yeah. But I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 did it. When I first played it, it was only 30 hours of like an 80-hour game. But Baldur's Gate 3, obviously, it's easier for them to do that. And when I did play that, that was a really polished, good 30 hours. It was already there. You could tell that, okay, they just need to finish this. Here, I'm concerned that just finishing it won't be enough. And could they just, it's a shame because there's something here still,
good.
But
it feels like I do want to dive into this world again.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm going to try it anyways
cool.
myself.
Yeah, I think wait for out of early access and then see where they're at. Right now, the reviews are mixed, and I totally get that because I'm torn myself. There's so much that spiders, sorry, warning, do that's cool. There's obviously some talent there, but combat was never their like strong point, and it feels like they tried a different type here that just really, it just was boring. I found myself like standing around just like watching my character swing at the air, and just it was sad. I wanted to like it, but I can't recommend Greedfall 2: The Dying World at the moment.
Let's come back to it. In a year, we'll come back to
Come back to it. This is one to watch, not one to get right now, for sure. So I also want to bring up something because I kept hearing a lot about this game, and I was open to the idea of it, but in the end, it's not for me. I don't know if it's for either of you guys. Maybe you, John, because people are saying it can be like Shin Megami Tensei. What is that?
Yeah,
Shin?
right. Shin, yes.
Okay, Shin Megami. Metaphor.
No, you say it, Sean.
So it's called Metaphor Refantasio, Tazio, whatever. It's from Atlas and Sega. I think it's the people who did Persona. Here's another Persona-like game, but it doesn't have weirdo high school or shit in it. So if that was what sort of turned you off from it, which I know that's for a lot of people it is, this is set in a fantasy world with, I think they're more adults. You're not like in high school and living a life of a teenager, but it's still an anime game with a lot of dialogue and a lot of, it's Persona, right? And everybody's saying this is so good that they nailed this. This is awesome. It's a 10-hour demo. And like I played for like an hour and I wanted to swallow the barrel of a gun. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I am saying that it is just not a game for me. And that's okay. I think this is going to come out and people are already like buzzing about it.
What is it?
It's Persona.
Is it an RPG? It's Persona again.
It's Persona, but a lot of dialogue to dig through. The combat system is sort of interesting. It's the big text and the like setting up and choosing, and it's turn based, right? And there's weak points on enemies, attack the shin and you've got a team of people to control and but there's just not there's not enough gameplay. It's too much the setup for the gameplay. It's so Crikey's is another Japanese game for Michelle. Well, Greedfall wasn't, and the game after this isn't. And I don't know what to do. The Japanese do make games, and once in a while they're going to come up on the show because they make a lot of games, right? Sega isn't that the Japanese company? We have to kind of.
There's a new Persona game every 6 months too.
Yeah.
Are they just re-releasing things like?
I think this one's going to get some love just because it's not actually a Persona, it's Persona-like, and they got out of that high schoolness. I think that that was still like a taint for some people. And so this is a demo that, like I said, not for me, definitely for some people. People are loving this. If you're going to know if it's like in your world. I'm glad I tried it. I wanted to see, because I love fantasy settings. I do like the story, but I just can't spend that much time getting into it. And then just having the combat sequences just be so in between all this stuff. I think this is a game where you have to enjoy kind of talking to fake characters, having long conversations with,
yes,
and you've got to get into that. You've got to
There's a lot of games like that.
Yeah.
Tap.
But look, I just played the Telltale Batman game and I was saying that I wanted to sit back and watch it. So there's nothing wrong with that. But this is that weird thing with the conversation, the exchange. Like you're doing a lot of interacting, but it just ends up being in a lot of dialogue, a lot of cutscenes. And that's probably why it's a 10-hour demo, to be fair. But check it out. Try it. You're gonna, I think it carries over. People comparing it, like I said, John, you may like it because you did like Shin Megami, but
I did, yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe you should look at the demo and see what you think of it. I feel like you're going to throw your fucking Steam Deck though after all the dialogue or whatever. It's just definitely not for me. So one thing I did get kind of addicted to, but I've already sort of blown through the content, is TCG Card Shop Simulator. So this was a game a bunch of people came to us about because they were like, it's a Kevin simulator. It's stinky customers. And so we're giving away a copy in the Discord. If you want to win that, come to videogameoutsiders.com, check the pins and enter. We'll pick over the weekend or something. So basically, it's one of these simulator games with all the Unreal Engine stuff, like rehash the art assets. And I feel like it's the same thing as Grocery Store Simulator and like all this, but it works in this game because there's this pack opening mechanic that is very addicting. So you're basically start with your own little shop. You're setting up everything. You're opening up packs. You're keeping cards. You're selling other cards. You're buying plushie licenses so you can sell a bunch of plushies. Like you're doing everything you would do at a game store. It's not, but it's mostly focused around being a card shop. You're setting up tables. There's a fence. Now, the cool thing about this game is they actually have a very ambitious roadmap. It's only like $12, but you're going to actually be able to play this card game once it's completely out of early access. There's going to be a TCG game, tournaments, card grading. So I think that this is, like I said, you can get it now, but probably you're going to burn through the content in a week probably because there's not much to do once you kit out your store. And you start to say to us, well, why would I want to keep these cards? Because you're opening up packs trying to get like expensive cards so you can sell them because it could be, you could land on a card that's like $1,000 and then you can kit out your shop. But once they release that card game, you may want to keep those cards and play them once you sit down at the table.
Monetize the shit out of this eventually if it gets popular. Just like start introducing like limited edition cards.
Yeah,
pay actual money for.
Yep. Kevin says I'm a dirt merchant. I am, and I kind of like I felt sympathy for him dealing with these stinky people. I have been having some problems, and I want to say, Kevin, I completely sympathize with you bitching, which he does. He has a show on our app where he bitches about his customers and stuff. Like, because these people kept coming in, these stinkers. And I've noticed two things about the stinkers. The stinkers in this game, they either are huge, big spenders like whales. Like these dudes, he just bought like $1,000 worth of shit. He threw it down. I'm like, okay, you stink, but you just bought a lot of shit. And so I spray them with air freshener and then they get clean. They get sparkly. Okay. So I'm fine with putting up with the stinkers if they spend. Then there's this other type of stinker. They don't spend anything. They're wandering around the fucking store. Okay. Yeah. They never buy. So they didn't do any like in the middle.
With you?
No, really there's none of that, but they're just wandering around, just stinking up the store. Customers will leave if you don't spray them. So you're constantly like, I'm trying to man the cash register. Then a stinker walks in, but you can hire employees to stock shelves and work the cash register. But the problem I had until I fired him and replaced him with a better guy, to be honest, I think I hired a legit retarded person for my store. They couldn't count because you can't work. You have to work to register in this game. Okay. So people will buy something and you have to give them back change. So it might be like $2.75. And so, yeah, I mean, we can do it quickly. I just tap on, the dollars and the change and throw it out, and you can do it pretty fast. It's actually kind of a fun thing to do it. I know it sounds crazy to work the cash register in game, but I was looking forward to hiring an employee to put it on it. Well, the guy I hired is literally a mouth breathing, drooling freak. He's sitting there staring. He's the cheap guy. Okay. So you start off with the cheap guy. He's staring over the cash register, throwing out penny by penny. I fired him on the spot. Like, wow. Would you guys have given him a chance or what?
I mean, maybe a second chance. I don't think you can. Was he there for 3 months?
You can't train them. They can't get better. It even said when I hired him, it said cash register speed slow because he worked for cheap. I think I was giving him like $50 a week or something. I don't even know if it's legal. Okay. But now I see why. I don't know if the Salvation Army hooked me up with this guy. But this game has a lot of funny things like this. Like you're going to get a guy who shouldn't be on the cash register. You're going to get stinkers coming in the store.
But he should be a Santa around Christmas time.
Yeah, maybe a mall Santa. I don't know if I trust him with the kids, to be honest. I don't know if I would trust him with the kids. He could maybe, he maybe stock the shelves in the back or something. Put his AirPods in. He maybe listen to our show while he's doing it. I just don't think that guy should have been the cash register.
I think he was the R word, Michelle. So
I think he was.
He just maybe needed he
wasn't actually Down syndrome. I would never call an actual Down syndrome person a retard. He was just a retard. Okay. Now, when I grew up, we could say this, and I think we are again. It was just said on SNL. So chill out over there. If you're mad, take it up with fucking SNL as well. But the guy was of sound mind. He just couldn't count. Okay. Yeah. He couldn't make change. And I have to pay this guy in my store? No, I fired him. I got a guy with a suit. Okay. And then after that, I got a guy in a hoodie with sunglasses. So my store is like,
this guy's living rent free in your head right now.
Oh yeah. I'm still pissed off about this motherfucker. Look, I don't know where he came from. I should have never hired him, but you're going to get funny moments in this game. That it's just like let's be real. It's not doing anything groundbreaking until they add the card game. That's going to be cool. You're trying to take care of stinky people. You're dealing with all this bullshit with your employees. And it's kind of cool for $12 or free. We're giving away a copy in our Discord. Hoodie and sunglasses. Did you hire John? No, this guy was badass. I think then you can get a girl working for you. And I think more customers come in. Yeah. You got to put her in the front. So anyway, other than that, I did play Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
Next week is the new Diablo expansion and Silent Hill 2. So we have a big gaming week coming up. But this week was all about Zelda. We'll talk about that in a bit. And I am just drinking water with lime. John.
Yeah.
John, what'd you do?
How you doing? John. So I was away. I was traveling.
Is this Bleeding Gums Murphy all of a sudden?
Yeah.
That's right. I was traveling.
By horseback?
No, I had a couple of blues gigs, and
You were on an aeroplane.
that's right.
I don't like where this impersonation's going.
Nah.
I brought the Steam Deck.
All right.
I brought my phone.
Yeah.
Now,
Wait, hold on. CCS, is John retarded? I think it's an important question.
Well, it's capitalized. So
it is an
Yeah.
important question. It's a valid
That
question.
could be his name. It is capitalized. That would be a great name.
No,
Sounds like
so I
he's
brought my
pooping.
Steam Deck. I just want to say that Spider-Man remastered on Steam Deck is
Oh my
a
God.
joy. Yeah, it's a
You
joy.
hated that game until you played on Steam Deck. I'm sorry. Your reviews are just not accurate.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Because you
Okay,
hated
you're telling
that
me
game.
you're
And
telling
Matt
me
and
that
I were like,
Spider-Man
that's kind of a
remastered
good
is
game.
bad? That's accurate.
No, but
that is
you only liked it once you played on the Steam Deck.
that's
all.
not true.
All right.
I never-
go to the
I
tape.
never-
kind of lukewarm about it.
Go to the tape
You are lukewarm. Why is that, Matt?
because
No,
he's
you
not
were
doesn't have a hot
lukewarm.
fever like you. All right.
Yeah,
so you brought
I
your
am
Steam
feverish.
Deck. All right,
Wait, what are we playing here? That's like the Spider-Man, like the
The remaster, the first
recent
one.
one.
Wait,
The
you said
first one.
spider and didn't trigger warning.
The first one. Okay, and then before I left, I noticed, rather excitedly, that Balatro was on Android.
Oh, I want to
Yeah,
talk about
that's
Balatro too.
right.
So just
Okay.
just
Is that
chill.
your first time with it, Matt?
Yeah, let's.
Oh, good,
That was
yeah.
one of my games.
Okay, now,
Awesome.
but
All right.
okay, so I was because I said immediately when that game came out, I want this on my phone. You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
because it makes complete sense on the phone. And if you're not aware, Balatro is like this.
Well, are we doing this? Because
No,
Yeah.
let Matt bring it up and talk
Okay.
about it.
All
Because
right.
John, we've both reviewed it before. Let him talk about it.
Okay, well, but the
Join
thing is,
me.
I also played it on Apple Arcade, so because it's
Join
on
me.
there
Just-
too.
All right.
pin in
So
it.
let Matt talk about it because we've already
Matt, did you
given our
play it
thoughts
on 2 places or just one?
just one shot.
just one, and that's enough to get
I don't feel it's going
the
to
gist
really
of it.
influence my review.
Thank you for the sub, Sniper.
All right. Okay, and then I want to talk about besides Zelda.
Yes.
I really want to talk about this game because I'm actually really excited about this.
Ooh.
And now this is a game that I believe I skipped, and it's a game that came out on the Wii, and it's Epic Mickey.
Oh, rebrushed. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Now, what I didn't know, I didn't realize this, and maybe if I would have known this back then, or maybe I did and it didn't register. This game was made by Warren Spector, who made Deus Ex, System
Really?
Shock, like some of my
Oh, I thought you
favorite.
were talking about the pedophile magician.
What?
What?
Warren
I don't think
Spector.
I've heard of a pedophile magician. David Copperfield? Come on now.
What are you
Don't say
talking
that.
about?
Don't say it ain't so.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I completely mixed up my. I mixed up a musician that was something Spector that was just recently arrested for a lot of bad stuff, and I thought you were saying he
Okay.
made the game. Anyways, record producer. Thank you.
Oh, Phil Spector.
Wait, careful. Don't. Puff Daddy?
Phil
My bad.
Spector.
Sorry.
Phil Spector.
Puff Daddy made the game. Let's roll with it. Let's go.
Phil
All right.
Spector is
Yeah.
the Wall of Sound guy. He was very
Phil
famous.
Spector.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, reverse. So Warren Spector made this game. Cool.
Warren Spector,
Nice.
who made Deus Ex, System Shock. He was involved in Ultima and all these big, huge fucking classic games that I loved. Well, he made this game, and he was involved in this remastered. Now, if I remember correctly, I think the reason I avoided this game when it came out was that it was a painting game, okay? And it came out on the Wii, and I remember thinking, oh, this is some stupid motion control painting game, right? And I think that might be why I avoided this game when it came out. I don't know. Did we ever talk about this game? I should probably look at our archive.
I could look it up while you talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. So obviously the motion control stuff's all gone now. So there is a demo on the Switch, and there's also a demo on the Xbox. I could not find a demo on the PlayStation 5. I actually played the whole demo on the Switch, and I'll just get this out of the way. The graphics are rough, okay? On a 4K TV. Probably fine in handheld mode, but doesn't scale well, okay? But I kind of stuck it out on the Switch. I wish I kind of didn't do it there.
Get on Steam.
No, I'm going to buy it on the Xbox because it's a console game, you know. But, okay, so this is a 3D platformer. It is like this weird dystopian Disney universe. It's very Tim Burton-ish, kind of, very dark. And it's kind of like about all of these castaway characters. Like Oswald.
You mean like the Deadpool movie?
I don't know. Is that?
Don't worry about it.
That's not a multiverse.
It's about
Oswald's the old mouse, right? Like one of the first mouses.
Yes. Like he's in there, and then you're playing. It's kind of like this haunted amusement park kind of thing that's going on. But here's the thing: the platforming and puzzles and all that shit is fucking amazing in this. And the world is so fleshed out, so big. The levels are gigantic. It's really some of the best 3D platforming I've played in a long time. Besides Astrobot.
Okay, thank you.
What?
Thank you.
But Matt, Astrobot is like a very minimalist, modern platformer. This feels a little heavier, like Rare. Like N64 days, where the maps
like
are
open worlds,
bigger maps, more densely saturated with stuff to discover, you know, and collectibles. And by the way, the gimmick of this game is Mickey has basically two brushes. One is paint and one is thinner, and the thinner removes the paint in the world. And the paint obviously adds paint to the world. And so you're using that to basically make platforms disappear or appear. You're using it to just like power machinery and stuff like that. So they use it in a lot of unique, kind of exaggerated ways that you wouldn't normally use paint for. You know, like using paint to
you're a magical mouse, so I think
gears on. Kind of I know, but you have to dispel some belief about what paint can do. You know, like
you have to dispel belief to play as a magical mouse that talks, jumping around a haunted.
I don't know
Tim
about
Burton.
that.
I think so. I think paint is the least of your concerns. If you're turning on, like, if you're like, paint can't paint a bridge, then you're
you're right, Michelle. I mean, I would not use paint to patch a leaky pipe. I'm just saying.
Probably not. Well, I mean, maybe you could. It's more believable than
steam.
a talking mouse.
If you saw a pipe with steam coming out of it, would you think, oh, I'll just paint it?
If somebody told me they painted over a hole in a pipe, I would think that's more plausible than a talking mouse. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you told me I met a talking mouse and I painted over a pipe, I'd be like, which one of these
you played
is
Epic
untrue?
Mickey.
Now, would you use paint thinner to like remove rocks?
Sure.
Why not?
You would.
Okay.
Last weekend.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, though. It's super confusing. You just have to kind of go for it.
Yeah. So you have to dispel disbelief and just start trying to use paint.
No, you don't.
In nonsensical ways.
Sorry, you do not have to. No,
you have
no.
In order to succeed,
thing I've ever heard you say.
have to accept that paint
people,
can do
you have to
things.
accept that paint can do things when you're playing a Mickey game. Are you fucking retarded, dude? What are you talking about?
I'm saying you just have to dispel.
No, you don't. You're already in a platforming game playing as Mickey Mouse, dude. What are you talking about? It's not the paint that's the weird. It's an animated world. Everything is painted. There you go. Cranky gets it. Paint is actually the thing that does everything.
Okay.
Oh, John.
Oh yeah, that really makes sense now that you say
Yeah,
it. Like
it
it's
is.
like,
It's
oh,
deep. It's
the
deep.
world's painted.
Exactly.
Therefore, the paint is
Mickey
everything.
is the painter. He is the
It's
creator.
his creation.
The paint
Yeah.
is actually everything.
Yes, exactly. It's
Because
a video game
everything
world.
is the paint.
Nobody's going to paint wouldn't actually
All right.
build the bridge.
All right, here's the
Except
thing.
for John. Okay.
This game, it's my understanding, and I believe this to be true. This is a complete rebuild of the game, ground up, completely. Mickey has new moves. He does a ground pound. He could sprint. They basically fixed everything that was nagging them for the last 15 years, whatever, and made it basically a quality 2024 release. And but I like the fact though that it has kind of the spirit of the platformers from 15, 20 years ago, which I love. But it's a totally modern game. And if you're going to buy it, I would not get it on the Switch unless you're only going to play handheld mode. But I'm going to buy this game. But I want to finish Astrobot first, Matt.
How far are you in Astrobot?
I'm like more than halfway with the guys. So-
Are you on the last Nebula though? Have you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
It's
think
hard.
so.
I get it, bud. It
No,
can get a
it's-
little-
Now, when
no,
you
right
played
now-
Astrobot, what did you have to suspend there? That you were a robot running around
Well,
with apples?
it is a little
or-
strange.
Is it a little weird that Kratos has a hat?
Yeah, because is
Where are the robots
Kratos
coming
like a Greek guy or a robot guy? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's weird. You gotta warn people. It's totally
Because
weird,
it's
man.
There is.
because he's kind of like
Yeah,
like this Norse Greek god guy, but
a Norse Greek. Yeah.
well, he was a Greek.
Well, he
guy,
was
wasn't he?
Greek. It's a
Yeah,
god
yeah.
period. They made,
That's
it
why
was
he's died.
Norse, now
That's
he's
what
Greek. Yeah.
now he's
Greek and
Norse. Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but now I'm supposed to accept that he's also a robot.
In this iteration, he is.
Yeah,
Retro
so-
Roaches says, I hate when I'm playing Tetris and I have to constantly tell myself I am not a falling block. It's a nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is
well,
a real
I'm
problem.
just saying,
John
but Matt,
figured this
wouldn't
out.
you agree that with Astrobot, we got to warn people that
Yeah.
You know,
this is your
some
new
of
segment,
these-
John. I want you to start every review with warning people what isn't real in the video game. I love it.
yeah, because a guy was Nathan Drake in
Yeah.
that Astrobot
Yeah.
game, but I was a robot. I
Yeah.
know I was.
You weren't the real
There was
Nathan
another
Drake.
time
What?
where I was another character from a famous. Oh wait, you haven't gotten that far, but there was a few times where I turned. Into
Yeah,
someone
no, I
else.
was like
Yeah. You can't do that in real life, so
Jack
kids be
and
careful.
Daxter. And
Well, I'm wondering how the
stuff.
robot would do that though, like right
Mm-hmm.
then and there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did
This
you,
is
by the
sad.
way, on a serious note, talking
Yeah.
about Astrobot, have you? I don't want to ruin it for you, but have you gotten to the level based on an old PSP motion controlled game?
No.
Okay, that was my favorite. That was like one of my
I think
favorite
I'm
levels.
halfway through the game with like 150-ish guys.
It's one of those special levels, one of
Yeah.
those themed levels, and it's one of my favorite. I talk about it all the times. This game.
You talk about it all the time.
Oh, I don't shut up about it. So once you
Like
get to
weird.
that level,
Like it.
the local
yeah,
grocery.
It's-
Local
What do you mean
you
coffee
talk about it all the
shop.
time?
I can't. I don't want to give away the surprise because you'll recognize
Yeah.
the game when you see it, and you'll be like, "Oh, this game!" And it's neat that they're doing it in Astrobot.
All right, good. You got more fun to be had in Astrobot, John.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
I play
else?
Zelda.
Cool.
Played Zelda. All right. Let's. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Hadley Grass.
All right. Matt. Let's talk. What did you do?
Holy moly, let's talk. So I didn't play the new stuff this week, but what I did is I played stuff that's new to me. So stuff I might have missed, catch up on, and we can talk about one of those games which John brought up. But I checked out Frostpunk 2
Good.
because I didn't want to let that pass me by. And it happened 2 days after I kind of ordered a big ultra-wide monitor on an auction late at night, and I didn't really like put much thought into it, and it was just like $120. Anyways, I got it, and it feels great. It looks great. I don't know any of the specs. Everything looks fantastic on it. So I played Frostpunk 2 on this, and I was like, "Whoa, this is neat! This ultra wide."
Do you have a
screen type
21.9? Do you don't know the resolution, but it's like not a typical 16:9. It's got extra sides, like because those are the monitors John and I like.
Yeah.
It's like a movie, right? It looks awesome.
Oh, it's great. And then I've got my second monitor now tilted up vertically
Yep.
to the right. So I got
Nice.
a whole hub going on.
Yep.
Really loving it. But the reason I bring that up is because Frostpunk 2 is a mood. And when it's on your wide monitor, you're like,
Yep.
oh, I feel like I'm in this desperate situation where nothing's going right, and it's foreboding.
Is that what
It's kind of
happens? They have like big monitors when
Well,
shit's
you
going
know
bad?
that it's immersive having an ultra wide monitor. It's super immersive.
No, I know.
It is, and the cold coming in on your speakers, like they do a good job of just
Yep.
like making it seem such a desperate situation. The game is kind of a bummer to play. Like it is a slog. You don't ever really get rewarded in this game except for like people didn't die. Like you just get a message saying like, good job, people will live. But oh wait, 10 more have a disease now, and you're not going to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah.
So but there is still, I don't know if you're still playing it, Michelle, but there is still a hook for me. Like I'm like, it is still fun. I like how they've added.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, because I haven't played since a couple of days ago, but like, what is the hook that makes it so good? Like, I tried to figure it out. I think it's like an atmosphere thing, and just knowing that like you may not be able to do good, but you can prevent bad. I think that like you put it a good way. Like, there's no good news, but you just feel like, okay, if we can make it through.
Yeah, I
we
think
will survive.
averting disasters is a little bit of like a dopamine hit. Like when you finally build a plant and people are like, okay, we can eat again. You're like, oh, okay, fine.
Yes. It
like
reminds you of the bare minimum is what you need. Just warm food, you know? And that's good enough for these people.
Your rewards are just scraping by in this game.
Yep.
And and the better you do, and I like how the city builds out. Like they do a really good job this game of like, you don't think you're building a city at first. You're just building these remote extraction sites and whatever, but they start connecting. And there's tons of motion. There's like little fire going back and forth, and suddenly you're making a living, breathing steampunk world. So I don't know. It's good, but it's going to take a long time to learn. And
no, wait. You have this on Game Pass, but
yes.
Okay, so do you have the PC Xbox Game Pass, or did you actually buy this on PC and skip it on Xbox?
No. I did some troubleshooting. And I got my Xbox Game Pass working again.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're doing like John, where you're doing a double.
So you
in both
logged
places.
in? Is that what you did?
I logged in, man. No.
Yeah.
That's all you did? It's sort of okay.
You logged into the app. Look, the app is shit, in all fairness to me.
The app,
John.
no, I
they
had to
redid it recently. Yeah.
Clear my data, just a
Good.
bunch of weird stuff.
Well, the update for that app is like in the Windows Store,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
weird.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's weird. All right, well, that's good
Frostpunk 2, I give definitely a confident thumbs up, but you have to be like, this can't be like, check out your brain. You have to be super engaged, and it's a stressful experience, and you will feel good somehow, I guess,
Yeah,
if you let them
I understand. It's like you feel good, but you shouldn't.
I did. One of the chatters asked, "Did I make the children work again?" Absolutely. The first chance I got, I made everyone work as much as possible, because
It's like a game of
it's either
trolley
that
problems.
or death. So
yeah, it's like you have to do the worst thing you can do.
yeah. Who do I torture less? I want to put a little stamp on the Plucky Squire. I played 2 more hours after last week, and I just don't have the energy to go back to it. In the end, it is one of those, like, you spend the first few hours going, this is a cool concept. I like this. Oh, this is neat. But then, like, it's shrinking returns on this game because it is very basic. It introduces a cool hook, and then, like, you never do it again for the rest of the game. And
so am I right in saying before that the 2D stuff's better than the 3D stuff?
It is. Oh, yeah, no, it is. The 3D stuff is cool to look at. You're like, this is neat how they made this look.
But like stealth with cockroaches or beetles, whatever the fuck it is. Like
cockroach. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. But once you go to different environments, and there's some neat stuff you do with like mugs. You play a shooter game on a mug. So they do mix it up a little bit in the 3D sections. But like, there's one mechanic in the very early part of the game where you take a carrot from the 3D world into the 2D world.
Yeah, I did that. The rabbit. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do that again. Like, that's the only time it did that, really.
Right.
It might have been another time. So it's like they introduced these cool.
They thought that was their Wizard of Oz moment when they went to color. You know, like right.
So I don't know. I feel like this is a demo game. Maybe they'll expand this idea, but as it is, like, kids might really like it. I just kind of fell off with it. Whatever. Let's talk about. Okay, I talked about Frostpunk. Just one second. I finished Star Wars. I don't want to talk about it again. I'm not going to platinum it because it's too annoying. Yeah. I'm going to bump my 8 out of 10. But anyways, Bellotro, let's let's go to mobile Balatro, because my only impression of this game was you, John, ages ago when you tried it and said this would be a good addictive game for you, and I was like, yeah. And then I saw it came out on mobile. I'm like, this is my time.
Yeah.
And then I want to tell you my experience with the game. So first 5 minutes, like, overhyped. I'm like, 2 hours later,
get it. You get it. What's going on?
An infinite runs in. I'm like, okay, if I combine this Joker with this tarot card, this game it's crack. It's
it really
crack
is.
To me.
And I love the execution of it too.
So
I mean,
simple.
obviously the gameplay and the balance of the cards is really good compared to other games like
Well,
it.
you know why? Because there was one guy who made it. He play tested it with his friends with real cards
1,000
for years
times.
or something.
Yes,
so like it worked. It's good. It's not just because it's a gimmick. It's because he play tested
one
it.
piece of the puzzle for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's balanced. I know he figured out the analog gameplay.
Yes.
But the presentation really works for me in some weird, twisted way. I don't.
It's
there's
old
something.
PC DOS game to me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's stereotypical with scan lines and kind of pseudo retro, but there's something a little dark and twisted under the surface of the style. I can't explain it. You know, like
it's a little uneasy. It feels like
uneasy.
it's going to break the fourth wall. So
That's
be like,
that's
I'm
it.
going to murder you.
The Joker's gonna be like, "You just chose the wrong card, bitch. I deleted your copy." Yeah.
Right.
Way to go, Matthew Bradford.
And it's like almost like a Flash game, but better and not, and like it's just good. But I
into the dope. Sorry.
No,
please.
go ahead. So do you play it on your phone, Matt? You have an iPhone?
I got an Android. So I played it on
okay.
Android.
So I played it on my Pixel Fold. I'll say this though, slightly disappointed in some of the scaling on my phone. Like
it's kind of small. Yeah.
Yeah, it was small on my phone, and it should have been big.
Yeah.
Like the cards should have been more readable, because when I play the Microsoft Solitaire, which I do quite a bit, and by the way, if you have like an Android phone, I'm sure it's on iOS too. Check that out, and that's included with Game Pass, by the way. So like if you log in with your Game Pass account, you'll unlock all the shit in it. The Microsoft Solitaire, but that like scales really well on my phone. Like they just made it. Like it's just very aware of aspect ratios, whereas this thing is like 16:9, and then if you're not 16:9, it's just going to add a bunch of bullshit top and bottom of nothingness. You know,
that's why a lot of art. I mean, I was thinking about getting this again on iPad because I thought this would be great.
Yeah.
But I played so much on PC that I didn't want to restart because it's still a roguelike, and then there's meta progression.
Yes.
So as you play, it gets super tough, Matt. I think once you get into the end game, you're going to be kind of blown away at kind of the combos you need to keep going.
Yeah, it's true.
I love how much you unlock in this game. How many different. Just the depth of cards and combinations you can make in this game as well. It's it's pretty addictive.
And I should mention that this game is also in Apple Arcade right now. It's called Balatro Plus.
Oh.
And I tried finding out if there was anything different about it, and the answer is no.
Okay.
Good.
They call it Plus because that's the Apple Arcade free version.
Now, what do they charge for this on mobile
$10.
versus? Okay.
Yeah, $12.
Now, I'm going to say, I think the Steam version is probably the best version because that has like the Witcher stuff and all that in it, right?
Has all the card packs, and probably more decks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. But I like this being on my phone.
I agree with you there because that's what I wanted. Like I wanted it on my phone all along. It's on Switch too.
Well, you
but
could stream it to your phone. I'm sure you could probably stream okay this game. It's not that intense. Like from your PC.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not gonna work.
I see what you're saying about the visibility. They could have
On a plane?
made the
What?
cards bigger.
Okay, it's not
How
just
many times
my
do you
old
on a
eyes.
plane a year? Once? On a plane. I love this. I could never do this because I'm going to be on a plane. You're not on a plane.
I'm on a
You weren't
plane.
on a plane when
I'm
you
on a
wanted.
plane.
I'm not on a plane. You're
Michelle.
not on a plane. You're not constantly on a plane. This is not the plane show.
I'm on a
This
plane.
is not the plane cast. Okay? How many people are on a fucking plane right now? Are you listening right now on a fucking plane? Be careful.
Yeah, but bifocals.
Yeah. It's true.
Okay, you know what? There's no There is absolutely no scenario in my life where I'm going to go through all these hoops to stream Balatro from my PC to my
one simple setup and you
I'm
press
sorry,
a button.
it's not happening.
And just
it's not happening.
When Rob France was on here and said that he streams to his iPad, you didn't mock him. You said, "Yeah, that's cool." But if I say it, it's a big deal.
Where I'm doing that,
then you're brain damaged because there's many ways to play every game you own on everything. You set it up once and you're done.
Michelle, you were addicted to this game as well?
Oh yeah, I played tons, and I think that I mean I knew it was going to be huge on mobile, and I just hope he keeps up with it, like adds more stuff, like other game modes. You know,
Is it just one dude? Like this is
I don't know if there's more now, but it was one guy who created this, tested it with his friends, and I just hope they, maybe not add another game, like not poker, but like just keep changing up the game.
Why not?
Add
How
more
about
jokers.
doing cross progression? Do an account.
Yeah, that would be cool. Then
I
I'd
would
probably
buy this
it
on
again.
Steam if there's cross progression, so I could do it at work and then like pick it up.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Did you have to tell yourself that jokers don't actually make combos? Like what did you have to do when you started playing this? Did you have to say?
Yeah, we should point
should
that
warn
out.
people.
We should point that out.
Yeah, this is not a real card game. These are not physical
cards. Yeah, because some of the cards you might have a 5 that actually gives you 10 coins.
And you're like, this math isn't adding up.
We should point that out.
Yeah,
we should point that out.
That's our new podcast. It's called "We Should Point That Out."
Some of the cards will have a value attached to them that is actually higher than the number shown.
Yeah,
well, those are enhanced cards, right?
Yes, man. That's what I'm pointing out.
We should point that out. Okay. Good job pointing that out.
But those, like, when those are happening. Like, you don't start out with those cards. Like, you upgrade your cards through buying packs between rounds.
You do. You buy them and you upgrade them, and then they have like ink or paint on them, so they look different. Yeah,
Paint doesn't do that.
I do. This is the quintessential like one more round type of game. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to do a couple more.
I thought I was done with it many times, and I came back to it too. You're going to have those periods with the game.
But they do need to do a card artwork scaling option like Microsoft does in that solitaire game.
How many people have your phone? 12? Nobody has that.
No, but Matt's agreeing with me. Matt's agreeing with me. Though.
Okay, I don't know what it looks like.
Now.
It's small.
It would be nice to. It would be nice to have like. And I'm looking at it right now. Just for research for the show. I'm not actually playing.
Yeah,
sure.
The cards are like there is lots of space for these cards to be bigger. So I don't know what they're doing with this.
Well, what Microsoft does in the solitaire game is that the cards don't actually get bigger. The artwork does. So the number and the suit becomes gigantic on the card. You follow me?
Gotcha.
So instead of having the suit in two corners, it's just really big in the center.
Yeah, it's like those old people blind cards.
Yes, right. Which is what I want.
Is this just an us problem, John?
Maybe.
Are we just old?
Well, I'm saying Microsoft figured that out, okay? So just...
Because they know everybody playing solitaire is 77 years old, okay?
No, Michelle, I'm playing with the Halo deck.
I've never seen anyone that hasn't gone through menopause playing fucking solitaire, John, okay?
Okay, first of all, I started doing that when they added all the Xbox shit on there.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Microsoft figured it out because they had to.
No, they have like Halo decks and stuff. Like that was part of Game Pass.
I'm just
pointing
it out.
I know.
I'm just pointing it out.
My dad, we had to keep getting him different Kindles because Kindle had his favorite
My dad as well.
Because
he had an iPad with solitaire. We're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but he's like, no, but I like the one on the Kindle. I don't like the iPad one.
Wait a minute. Sauce says, how does it play on the beach? That's true.
My dad's like, but I like to try Peak Solitaire on the Kindle.
Yeah. Don't mess with a man's solitaire. He'll come at you.
We're like, the iPad is totally better. He's like, no. I don't care.
No, that's not my solitaire hashtag.
That's not my Try Peak Solitaire.
Yeah.
But Dad,
I get it.
What?
Look, when I'm that old, I'm probably going to be like, I'm done learning new technology. Just give me my game that I know.
Yep.
But Dad, the Kindle Fire sucks. Yeah, but that Tri-Peak Solitaire, that's the best one.
That's it. That's all I need it for.
Him.
What?
It's probably still magic for him.
Yeah, it's still new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.
What are you drinking?
The bubbly. Oh, okay. Jedi of Light in the chat said you should say what a great ending Star Wars Outlaws had. It did. It was really good, and there's some really good cameos, and it felt like a Star Wars movie.
Oh my God! You guys are
good
crazy.
cameos.
You guys are crazy.
Did George Lucas come in as like 2024 George Lucas?
Memorable characters.
If it's so good, why are they putting the game on Steam early? Oh, because nobody bought it.
Because everyone slammed it before it came out. Anyways, I'm drinking bubbly and rage.
Bubbly and rage.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad Matt brings the balance because there's a lot of people that liked it still. My sister loves it now. She's like, I like this game. They got rid of all the annoying stealth stuff, and now I like it because I guess they did a patch, Matt, to fix some of the stealth shit.
Oh, at the end, I was just Leroy. I was just going into bases, just shooting everything up, and it was a great fantasy.
Good.
I was
I'm glad they
rogue at the end.
fixed some of the issues people hated. All
right. Let's dig in here.
Yes, let's do a round
Michelle,
table. Matt is here to support us.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to conjure this table from nothing because I copied it. I made an echo of it. So I'm conjuring a table.
I didn't know you could torn a table.
Yeah. Oh, you can. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about where we got this, how it looks. Okay. We're going to give this a full round table review. We'll keep it short because I know Matt didn't play. He's going to get bored. But we want to give this attention. It's a big,
I'm super interested in this game.
Big Nintendo release. Now, John, why don't you tell me about your experience? You picked this up while you were away. Got the physical?
I did. So I tried. Okay, so first of all, I thought this game came out on Friday. Mm-hmm. It came out on Thursday, which Nintendo games never come out on. Okay? So I'm going to say, fuck you, Nintendo, because you
have a phone. You can look up the date very easily. What a release date
listen,
is.
I think I've done enough releases to know that Friday is the fucking day, okay?
You're blaming Nintendo for the fact that you didn't know when the game came out.
Okay, so then I go to Target, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hello, sir. I'd like to get the new Zelda game with the puzzle, because you're giving away a puzzle, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, did he look at you funny?
No, and the thing is, here's the most irritating thing.
Right.
He says to me, yeah, we sold out yesterday. I go, yesterday?
Oh, no.
Doesn't the game come out today, sir?
Noob.
Nope.
So quickly, I'm Googling with my one hand on my phone. I'm like looking down. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So I accepted it.
Slack. I've told you multiple times the day the game was coming out.
So it doesn't matter, though. I couldn't have got it on Thursday anyway.
I know. You were busy.
But anyway, I accepted the fact. But the irritating thing was, on the fucking counter in the electronics department were the fucking puzzles. So they sold out of the game, but still had puzzles left over.
Free?
I don't know. I didn't care. I just left. So I wasn't going to just negotiate to get one of the puzzles if there's no game.
All right. Yeah.
So then I go to Best Buy, where they have the diorama, Michelle.
Right.
The acrylic diorama.
Of course. You need that for your shelf.
Yes. So I go to Best Buy, and they're like, oh, we don't have the diorama. Those are all gone, but we still have the game. So that's what happened.
All right.
Did you go back to the other shop and get a puzzle?
Say, I got a copy. Give me a puzzle. Yeah, that's perfect.
So yes, I bought it. Now tell us about. Go ahead, Michelle. You.
I don't know. What can I legally say? I mean, so I have a friend who did this, not me, but they played. No, I mean, I played in 21.9 at 120 plus hertz. You can figure out how that happens. I played in ultra wide. I played in more than double the frames. You triple possibly. I played the best possible way you could play this game. And I played early, by the way, maybe a week early.
Is that a Nintendo accessory for your computer?
Yeah, it's great. It's coming. I'm testing it for Nintendo right now. Right?
Oh, it's a dongle.
Allegedly.
Like
Dongle. This is just, I'm a little cuckoo. Sometimes I imagine things. This whole review is a dream. Yeah, you're just.
Oh, it's it. Yeah. Now, did you eat like puffy aged white cheddar snacks? When you're doing this?
No. Should I have? It was all a dream, though. I don't know, but I imagine that I played in 21.9.
You didn't have
120 hertz, ultra wide. I don't know if it happened, but I'm here to kind of talk. It's like an alien abduction. I'm just going to tell you my experience. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Let's talk about this game.
Now, do you know why it took me so long? This would be a joke that maybe Michelle would ask.
Okay.
Do you know why it took Michelle so long to learn the alphabet, Matt?
Why is that?
Because she was stuck at C for years. Arr.
Oh my God, that's so stupid. Can we go back to the jokes where your wife calls you from a hotel fucking another guy? I like those those were better. Can we get the one where your wife shows up at the front door? Yeah.
You like those jokes better?
Just go, whatever you just did there is worse than a dad joke. Okay,
things are not good. Things are not good. Let me tell you, all right? Things are not good. You know,
I know. They were out of puzzles, so.
My wife told me, she wanted to, she started talking to me while she's having sex.
Right.
Matt.
During it, yeah. It's going to be awkward, too.
So she's calling me from a hotel every night. I tell you.
Yeah.
Things are not good. Not good.
I don't blame that poor woman.
Yeah.
Things are not good.
The other night, I opened the front door, and she's there with lingerie on. Mm-hmm. She was coming home.
Well, she's coming home to you, at least, Could be worse, friend. All right, let's talk about the
Johnny
game.
Dangerfield, everyone.
So graphics and performance. Now, John, because this is actually same engine, whatever, of the Link's Awakening remake, did you have the same stutters on the Switch in some of the combat, cutting the grass, certain areas?
I didn't detect that.
Okay, I've heard it's still there, but it's 30.
Okay, well, this is very hard.
What's the hook of this game?
The hook is Zelda is a summoner. She's a witch. She's a necromancer. She conjures echoes of things that she finds in her environment. Now, it can be an animal or an enemy that you make to attack things. It can be a bed so you can walk over a river. It could be basically anything. You have a magical tri-rod.
A pot, Matt?
Yeah, a pot.
Does it have to be around you? Or can you...
There are certain things in the game.
Now, just so you know, Matt, conjurers like this usually can conjure inanimate objects. She can do both.
Yeah, she's like a necromancer summoner.
So you have to dispel that.
Yeah, I wish they went with like a darker thing with her because she's still kind of like because it's kind of dark what she's doing. She's raising the dead.
I'm gonna jump to the main question: is this a traditional Zelda with dungeons? Please.
Yes,
it is more like so for me. This is more the type of Zelda game I like. Okay, yeah. Okay. The rifts in this game are the dungeons, but I went through a roller coaster with it. But you have this little fairy following you around whose name is Tri, and they are you can level them up as well as leveling up your weapons and stuff like that. And the more you level him up and do these rifts, the more things you can summon out at once. And each echo you create has a certain allotted amount of points that it takes, and you can maybe do 6 at once, 8 at once, I think, at endgame. And so you can summon more things at once. So there's like certain things you want to go around and collect first, like a platform that can take you from low to high, or certain things that are going to be game changers, a spider that helps you climb a wall.
The trampoline I used a lot in the beginning.
Trampoline is a great one. Yes, exactly. So there's certain things you want to go out hunting for, which is an aspect I liked. Like, I need to get this before I play more of this game.
And you could accidentally skip things too that you might. Right? If you don't...
exploring is rewarded, and you definitely want to do it. Side quests and everything. And there's like a smoothie mechanic in the game where you need money to create smoothies, which is like the cooking in the game. So you're conjuring stuff that fill up your hearts or maybe give you heat resistance or whatever. So they have like these elements of Zelda, the new Zeldas in the game with like the cooking and crafting, but they're done in a very easy way, John. Like there's like only 2 ingredients you can combine. There's only a certain amount of what they are. Everything feels very scaled down, kid friendly. The game is very easy unless you play on hero mode. You're not going to run into something you can't do. You're spinning around like collecting, rupees. It's just kind of like
she does have Link sword combat, but it's ration.
It's limited, and you can level that up, and you can have it last longer. There's certain gear you can equip that will make it last longer.
Did you like that they did that? Because I thought initially that she could only use casted. Like, so Matt, when you're encountering a bad guy, right, in the beginning before you have the sword, you would have to summon something to take care of the bad guy. Like a bat or another guy.
But I like that though. I liked having the little creatures around because I'm a caster.
But then they give her a sword.
Yep.
And Link's ability essentially. Yeah. But it's timed.
But you'll eventually get to use it more. I wish it was always available, but it hit way weaker. I don't like the fact that it's either or. I want to kind of it's not either or because you can have
Should they just let her just cast bad guys to help you?
You can, but then you
Like
still have a
Elden
limited
Ring?
amount of sword time on your sword. That mechanic is sort of like the weapon breaking mechanic for me in the
Yeah.
other Zelda games. It takes me out of it where, I ran out and it's like a second of stutter on the screen when you pull out the sword and it goes away, where you're just not playing. You're watching the sword get put away and your stuff
Right.
running out. No, it does get better as you play. You can level up the amount of energy it takes. You can wear something that lets you find more energy. But I feel like that mechanic is a miss for me. Now, here's the deal with this game. So there are 8 main dungeons and 2 mini dungeons. They are the rifts. And I was having a great time in the beginning. I thought this was charming. I did about 4 dungeons and then I wanted to kill myself because, like, at some point, and I'm telling you, you guys playing, even if you're loving it now, I feel like you may hit this when you're halfway through. You're going to find it a bit tedious and repetitive that you have to summon something just to jump up a rock. Like you're doing this like Jenga thing just so you can get up this little step. And the reason why to me it gets annoying is because you are scrolling through menus and you start to get a lot of things you can summon. I'm talking like a huge line of it across your whole screen, and they don't have a good UI for this.
All right,
It's
so
not
Michelle,
even
let me ask
organized
you.
by rock,
Okay.
by animal, by creature type. It's just you can sort it by last thing you use. But half the time I'm going through the menus just to jump up a mountain, and it's like this is getting old and repetitive. The progression for her, like being
All right,
able to
let me ask you this
ahead.
question.
Can't organize that in any way. Sorry, that's all.
only sort, but it
only
doesn't have like a
by
breakdown.
most recent.
Yeah.
Michelle, can I ask a question,
most
please?
used, most recent. Yes.
Okay. Now, obviously, you played a lot more than I did.
Yes.
I was wondering this already. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I want to go up this hill, whatever, I keep doing the same. I keep going for the trampoline or whatever, and
Which is
I'm
the platform
ignoring
that raises you
and
up.
I'm
That's the
ig-
only 2 things you're going to need.
I'm
the trampoline
ignoring
and the raised
everything
platform.
else in my bag. Like all this
Yeah.
other shit in my bag seems
Yeah.
useless.
Right.
And is that the case as the game progresses? That most of the stuff
Yeah.
is useless.
It's repetitive and useless, and there's no way to organize it. So I feel like it should
and then
be
the
all
bats,
birds are
like,
organized
so
with a drop
I
down.
had 2
all
bats. I
fish
have
are
two,
organized with a bat.
like right now, I have 2 different bats. Right.
Yeah, but one of them is different. One of them's more like a dive bomber. And so I'm thinking
Okay.
just they need to have a better organization system.
But
Because
okay, so
spend
when I
half
have a
the time
melee
scrolling
combat
through this
guy
thing.
and I get the better melee combat guy, isn't it true I will never use the other melee combat
You
guy
might,
again?
because you might want 2 out at once. He's going to cost less points. You may want to overwhelm a certain enemy, maybe with
Right.
2 and the other with 1. But what
but
they need
you're
to do is
saying
have
you're
the
going
different
back to
versions
those
of them.
early guys.
I'm saying organize it. Okay, let me have all those guys, the different levels of them, with a vertical drop down menu instead of just one long horizontal bar, Matt. It's like a huge horizontal bar of just something you have to scroll through over and over to find these things. There's no breakdown in categories of let me kind of like scroll over and then down. You know what I mean, John? Can you visualize having
Yeah.
like a vertical and a
Yeah.
horizontal management system?
Zelda games inventory management sometimes sucks. Like I think in the
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild games too.
Well, this
Like,
is the
it's just like,
summoning
there's just so much
management.
shit.
It's the summoning management, which is a huge part of the game. And it just gets annoying where I'm like, I just spent half the time in the menu just trying to jump up to this fucking thing so I can do this and fight this boss. It's too much, too overdone, too basic. And I just feel like for me, like this game is cool. It's charming. I had a good time with it in the beginning, but I ended up kind of resenting these little things that could have made it better. And I feel like it's going to hit you
then I
probably
don't know
about
how to
halfway
handle
through,
this review
halfway through the
because
game.
because I'm past the first dungeon on the way to
Yeah.
the second.
I was still feeling
and
good at that point.
I love what I've done so far.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, my initial I probably what have I played the game 2-3 hours at this point,
Right.
And my initial impression is that, oh my God, this is so smart,
Yep.
so unique.
Yep.
This is so much its own thing.
Her being a caster and a summoner was awesome, right?
I know, and
totally
I,
cool for her.
I'm in the honeymoon phase right now with this
Yes.
game.
Yes.
because I like it better than Link to the Past, to be honest with you. Where I am
Sure,
right
but
now.
I think if
I
you
love
like Link to the Past, you're going to like this one, though. But I feel like you're going to hit that point where you're just tired of walking
But they
over fucking
figured out a
beds.
cool way to use Zelda. Like I
They
like
did,
her.
but how many times do I
What?
gotta just make a fucking
Are the
trampoline
dungeons-
again?
Yes,
they-
the first dungeon is fucking brilliant. I loved every minute of it.
I don't know if it's
Is it-
brilliant, but
It's
I like
brilliant.
it.
Going back to,
It's
like, the
for
It kept
children.
going
Dungeons.
on and on and on. By the
Yeah,
way,
they're big.
every
They're
time,
long,
every
and
time
each
you
one has
thought
a setup, too.
every
You gotta
time you thought it
rescue
was
first.
over, it
Yeah.
kept going.
And there's
Like-
puzzles with like certain summoning. So there's like one boss, you got to summon statues so the boss hits. Like
Yeah.
there's mechanics, like, oh, I've got to figure this out. And like there's little puzzles. For me, Matt, what saved it is the dungeons. It's worth playing. Okay. I definitely think it's worth playing if you like old school Zelda. But I think you may get frustrated with the summoning to just traverse the environment. It's like the summoning is too overdone. It's too vertical where I can't just walk around with that, wanting to do anything without having to
I could see
scroll
that,
through
Michelle.
menus
I understand
eventually.
what you're saying.
That's my warning with it. That it's a caveat.
So, John, does this play better on the Switch? Are there touch controls? Does it work?
No,
better?
okay. So, by the way, I bought this game on my trip, but I did not have my Switch with me, so I couldn't play. I had my Steam Deck, so I couldn't play till I got home. So I played this only on my TV.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering if it's handled better, like if the inventory actually feels.
I
better
never
on the
played
Switch.
handheld.
No, it's one horizontal bar to get like 100 things 100 echoes you can summon. At some point, you're going to have too many, and they're repetitive, and there's no way to organize them like with like a vertical menu.
It does
with
give you the most recent ones first, though.
Right, but that doesn't matter. It's not just about your most recent ones. I don't care if I just learned to fish. That's not going to help me when I want to get up this mountain because I want to go back. So I always sorted on most used. But I'm saying even like if you're only using 3 things, then their whole system's a failure anyway. So if they're going to give you 100,
that's why I was asking you that.
If they're going to give you 100
like,
things, and I want to be able to use them all.
If I get a bat in the first 10 minutes of the game,
I use crows a lot because they shit out money when they're killing things. I summon like 3 crows or whatever. But the problem is you can't have them out at the same time you're making a platform.
I was using the guy that was throwing the spear quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that guy?
I don't like him. No.
Oh, okay.
That guy's shit. All right.
I won't use him anymore.
No,
Sorry.
Get rid of him. No, I like what they did, but they have it's very sloppy how they handled the summoning thing. Once you get you really start getting a lot of them.
I'm going to say this again though. This is a good direction for her. Expand on this.
They should balance the
make
echo
it better.
aspects.
Expand on. Make this next gen.
They're not. There is no next gen for Nintendo. They recently just came out and said we will not chase technology. We're doing our own thing, which is suing people.
I want to say this too because I know that a lot of modern games say, "Well, we'll just put a girl in it." We'll take the main hero and make her a girl. This fucking actually really works. It really does to me.
It works because magic and casting kind of feels girly.
And I never thought to myself, this is just a Zelda game with. Well, I mean, Zelda's a girl.
But there's going to be a taint on this game where I feel like a guy's going to look at this and be like, is this too kiddie or girly for me?
But I never thought that, though. I think that this makes sense to me.
You're a Nintendo fan. I'm saying, you have to admit, a lot of people may not look at this game. I want to tell you,
when I first got Zelda, because I got an NES when I was, 15?
Yeah.
And I had Legend of Zelda. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Who's Zelda?
Yeah.
I thought that I was playing as Zelda. It didn't make any fucking sense back then. Yeah. Right? And now that I've lived with it for all these years, I know who she is. And I think this all makes complete sense to me. What they did, and I like what they did.
Yeah, and I think it's what I was saying. It's worth playing even if you're not a kid or a girl. I'm saying there's still a game here, a puzzle game, a dungeon game, but there will be some frustration. I think there will be a honeymoon.
Some virtue signaling bullshit at all to me. I feel like it makes sense.
I don't think that would enter anyone's head. Just because you see a woman doesn't mean it's a DEI. It's Zelda. She's a part of Nintendo. But
I understand
I do think it's weird that they.
But some people are going to be.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. I mean, it is weird to me that her first premiere game is just her redone in an engine. I think you're right, John. Give us a new engine. Give her the Breath of the Wild treatment with a 3D. Give her her own Elder Scrolls.
I want to see this expanded summoner Zelda.
Oh, me too.
Character.
I'm with you. Her as a necromancer. Her as a summoner. Her as a caster with the staff.
It makes
feels
total
fucking awesome.
sense.
She can stand on her own. They can refine this and make it something. Will they? Probably not.
There's a lot of cool shit in here, like the platforming. They took Zelda.
The platforming that I have to summon through a menu just to get up a fucking step.
I understand, but it's
still
new.
There's a 1-inch step. I gotta need a trampoline to get the 1-inch step.
It's a new and fresh way to play a Legend of Zelda game.
Sure. All I'm saying is, look, you're going to hit I really do believe everybody's going to get out of their honeymoon phase with this game at some point. It's going to hit you and you're going to understand what I'm saying. Maybe next week, John, catch up, see if you're going to, if you get there. There's 8 main dungeons. I think I have 2 left. I don't know if I even want to do them. That's how I'm at with it.
Is there
worth playing?
A lot between the dungeons? Because a lot of Zelda games have a lot of
there's side quests and tons of shit.
Side quests, fun. I love running around, exploring everything, finding all the places to summon to. There's a ranch with a horse and there's little surprises and puzzles. Oh, I could get up there and get a heart. I do love the world, John. Don't you? I
do. I really
like
do.
being in the dungeons. I like being in the world.
this game better than Link to the Past.
I don't like the finding the friends in the rift thing. I hate that shit. It's gonna you're gonna be there you are. You're hiding.
Well, that's where I am
ball,
right now, trying to find the second dungeon with the friend and the.
Oh, you got a long road ahead of you. To set up the dungeon is it starts getting tedious and repetitive. repetitive and basic, and there's no reason for it because there's so much here, John. I think you're right that I really want to see a sequel to this game in a different engine with a little bit of TLC because I love Zelda the Necromancer Summoner Magic Bitch. I love it. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
Matt, I think
do
you're
think
onto
you should play
something.
this.
I'm totally with you.
I will. I'll be playing it for sure.
Yeah, I think it's worth playing if you like puzzle games. If you like Link's Awakening remake, definitely check it
That
out.
was one of my favorite Switch games for sure.
Yeah, me too, which was weird because, kind of nobody really talked about it. It was always about Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But that's what.
Oh,
that's
did
what
I
this
say?
is.
I was saying Link to the Past. I meant Link's Awakening. That was the remake.
Yeah.
That was using
Yeah, I know
the same
because
engine.
Matt, I'm on your team. John's the opposite of us. He liked the other games better and hated that one. So I think you will definitely like it. But you're going to hit that, like I said, that honeymoon
I like
phase
this
will be
better
over.
than Link's Awakening. I do.
Really? I mean,
Yes.
that bodes well because I
Yep.
loved Link's Awakening, which we just established. So, no, I'll definitely give this a try for sure.
Good.
This is fresh. This is really fresh.
Fresh. It's
No,
fresh.
it is. It's fresh for a Zelda game.
To
It
be
really
fair,
is.
I just want to mention that you have to just imagine that you're making beds to walk over them, not just sleep in them. You're walking over beds, John. Should we say that? Because you
Did
you
just
had a
miss
problem
a
with
bridge
paint.
somewhere, Michelle?
Yeah,
Did you
I
just
made a
miss,
bed
like-
bridge, and I know John
But
had a
could you have
problem with
gotten a
paint
bridge?
being a bridge.
yeah.
A bed bridge. Beds are good stairs.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add, John? I think we kind of beat this horse.
No, I
Pleasantly
like this
surprised?
game. And I really like it a lot.
Good.
And I want this to be a new thing.
I agree
know
with
this
you there.
generation they did the Peach thing. I actually didn't mind the Peach thing either that they did. But they've done Peach stuff before.
Yeah, but that Peach is a bitch. Okay, this Zelda would conjure up a bunch of dead dudes to kick her ass. And I used to play as Peach in Mario too. So, but no, I think
but
that
they've done
this-
Peach games before.
Give us
years
more
ago.
than this treatment for this idea with Zelda. This concept
Yes.
with Zelda. Give us more than what you gave us. Because right now it
Because
could just be a
Zelda was
mobile game. If
always
I'm
like
being honest, this
she
could be
was
played
literally-
mobily.
Because Zelda never had. She was just a princess, wasn't she? She
Right.
never had abilities.
But
In that cartoon, I think she was a little more badass.
yeah,
But her
she's-
dad was the king. That was about it, right?
right.
Sure.
Isn't that about it with her?
Yeah, but she's a
She
caster.
was
It
a
doesn't
Nepo baby. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't feel like they're trying to do this trope that I hate, like strong, powerful female lead. Like, no, she's still
No,
like she
that-
still feels like Zelda.
That's
right?
what
She
I was
still
trying to
feels
say,
girly.
Michelle.
She still
is
feels
it
like a
didn't
princess.
feel. I didn't
Yes.
feel like this was
No.
forced. It
No.
felt right.
It
Is what I'm
feels
saying.
it feels good. I think that they
It
nailed
does.
that.
You can get
but,
beaten up at the start and like bloody to a
well,
pulp.
Link,
and then
there's a
ripped
thing
off
with
her
Link in
shirt.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like a reverse action.
He
kinda
falls
happening.
in. And by the way,
Yeah.
I will say this: riffs are as tiresome as crafting tables.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of games of riffs. I'm just saying.
Well, how else
easy.
do you expect them to get around? How are they coming out interdimensional child molesters to get into the world, John?
I was in a band called Interdimensional Child Molesters.
How'd that go? Did you play
Was that
schools?
Warren Spector?
We played a lot of nursing homes. Actually,
Yeah, that's probably safe. Well, they were once children. All right, well, let's move on.
Okay.
We will get rid of the echo.
Can we take a quick break? I want to blow my nose.
There's an echo?
well, I
get
mean,
a
you can
drink.
just blow your nose. Why don't you just blow your nose? And
I'd
Matt
rather
and I
blow
will
my
talk.
nose and get a drink.
Okay, let's
All right, go
just
ahead,
go ahead.
talk.
Matt and I will
All right.
talk.
All right.
So no, an echo, Matt, those are the things you summon. So they teach you that everything has an echo. Okay, so when you learn something, it's because you learn the echo of it.
I thought you
And-
meant there was an echo on the podcast.
No.
All right.
yeah.
Are we still live? Are we just
We're
carrying the
live.
show?
I'm
Carrying
still
the show.
recording. We'll just put this
Let's
in.
do this.
Let's
All right.
do this.
Well,
Let's talk
go
about
back to Frostpunk 2. Have you gone back to it yet? Or
Yeah, I know I haven't gone back in a few days, but I did play it once after the show. Like, what do you? Because you talked about kind of like, did you? I like the frost breaking aspect of kind of feeling like you're clearing an area for a
Yeah.
hub. Now it's more
One
like a
thing-
complete.
I don't know how much you played of the first game, but this game feels like the exact same game, but now they're just like you're building districts instead of building
Yes.
like individual houses.
And there's
like, I feel
factions
like,
instead of people, individuals, right? Like there's like
Yeah.
teasing the factions.
so it is almost the same game, but just like they've upped the scale and scope of it. Lore wise, I think, like with the factions
Yeah.
and just with the graphics, like you're just technically building something a lot.
I'm so
bigger.
glad you got ultra wide because that is my favorite thing ever. I think you're going to have a good time with it because it's really great for RTSs or like any source of games like that. So Gyro is asking, should we play Frostpunk 1 before 2? I kind of think it might be an introductory to it, but you don't.
It is a
have
good
to.
training grounds.
Yeah, they're both on Game
They
Pass.
throw you in.
Yeah, this game
But
is
does
more overwhelming. 2, I think, is more
assume
overwhelming.
that you already know how to play the game?
No, there's a tutorial.
Because that would be bad design if they
There's
did.
tutorial, but I think there's a little bit of assumption about like just overall what
Yeah.
you're supposed to be doing. Because
I
I,
feel like
knew
you might
immediately, like,
miss
okay,
it.
heat. I need to get heat to these people.
I'd probably start with one. I don't know if you have to beat it because I don't think I beat it. I think I was
No.
like halfway through and I was like, I can't take any more of this depression. But definitely play it, I think, a little bit. All right, let's play a voicemail now that you're back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think you need to. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a good
no
tutorial.
beating it.
Just dump it.
But
All right, 520 Feel VGO. Tiger?
Hey, I saw that you all had horror stories put on the app. I'm just wondering where Tiger's is. I just feel like Tiger would put you all through a loop, kind of give you something better to work
Horror
towards.
stories.
yeah, so
What's
what
he
he's
saying?
talking about, we did horror stories on the app for a few Halloweens. We'd read them. We should do that again this year. Maybe
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want.
Oh,
we
yeah,
should,
yeah.
You guys can
Forgot
each read a
about that.
scary story. I'll combine them and put them
Yeah.
up on the app. But they want one from Tiger. I think they want some scary furry stuff. Does that even exist? Scary furry horror?
There has to, I'm sure.
It's kind of redundant, isn't it?
Well, let's do that this year. Let's put that up for our bonus,
Just
one of our
furries,
bonus
I
shows.
love you. Waffles.
We'll pick a scary story. We'll read it. I know, Matt, you do voices. We did, sound effects and everything. We'll try to do
You want to
something for
listen
Halloween.
to me do horror stories? No Sleep podcast, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
10 years.
Matt is a professional. Check him out. But yeah, we should do that for sure. We want to do something fun for Halloween. Of course, we'll have our Halloween show where we're going to play scary games. And I'm already kind of feeling the October thing with Silent Hill 2 coming out very, very soon. All right,
I'm
so
actually, as you said that, I was pouring an Oktoberfest beer.
is that good to mix with meds you're on and being ill? And,
I don't have any
Are you-
prescription drugs. I just
Well, you do.
Advil.
Shut up. That's what you guys.
Yeah,
Well, I
you're
have-
not supposed to drink with certain medications and just I wouldn't drink
Okay.
that, John. I know I'm like being a mom here, but
I understand, but I'm just I've been
know.
under a lot of stress. I just want to chill.
yeah, that's a good thing when you turn to the bottom. All right. All right, so news-wise, let's see what's going on here.
So the PlayStation 5, by the way, you guys can order it, the PS5 Pro,
Yes.
right now.
That's right.
Right now.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something.
I forgot something. Yeah.
I almost did it.
Yep.
They don't take Amex.
That's what stopped you.
No, it was a stumbling block. It was enough of a stumbling block for me. Because the thing is, my attitude about the PS5 Pro has not changed, okay? Mm-hmm. But I do get caught up in hype, okay? And
Sure.
if there's no resistance, the hype will overtake me, okay?
Okay.
All right? I will go with the flow, okay? If there's no if it's friction free,
Sure.
it will happen, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But going into the PS5 Pro, I already made my decision because I know I don't need it, and all it is right now is it's a device that will make games I played 2 years ago look better. Okay, that's going to be the conversation right now. Okay, now obviously that will change next year. That'll change for sure when GTA comes out. But right now, I don't need to play Gran Turismo, a game I've moved on from,
Right.
in a better light. Okay.
So you're waiting for a GTA 6 PS Pro bundle.
Yes, but my point is, you can buy it right now directly from PlayStation. You have to log into your PlayStation account. They do not take Amex. I think that's really stupid of them.
Well, it's not
'cause-
1986, so I don't think they need to take Amex.
Uh,
Yeah. Did you show them your diner's card too? There,
Yeah.
okay, that sentiment, I don't get that. That's very
Yeah.
actually
You don't
that
have to pay
sentiment
for
is
a credit card.
1986.
No, having an Amex and feeling everybody should have it is very 1986. I have an Amex. I pay $50 a year to use this thing. Watch out now. I get in the lounge at the airport. I've got
do.
a lounge.
I do. I
So
do like the
yeah,
lounge.
I don't know. I was hoping one of us would get it, but I kind of get where you guys are coming from. I know, like Matt, you're a PlayStation guy, but like, do you need this right now?
No.
Yeah.
Not. But John makes a good point. When
Yeah.
I don't know, God of War 3 comes out, and it's just like, oh shit, yeah, it does look really good on.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though. With the PS4 Pro, I bought it day one with God
Yep.
of War,
Yep. Me as well.
and I can't think of a single benefit beyond God of War that I got
I
from
was
that PS4
in the God
Pro.
of War hype, okay, and I like
I
that
understand.
my
Well,
machine
so was
looked
I.
like it was God of War,
believe
and
me,
I
I
loved
did it,
the
Michelle.
game. It was a great experience. It was worth just
I
buying
was
it
there
just to
with
play
you.
that game. It was awesome. But we're in a different time now. Now these games come on PC. Now these games, it's just we're in a different place with consoles, and I feel like I get why people don't want one, but I also get why people do. If you are a console person and this is the one place you play, why wouldn't you want to play it the best you can? You trade in your old one, you add a few $100s, you get the new one. Now you have the best place to play. And where else are you going to play Grand Theft Auto? You're not going to play it on your old Xbox. You're going to play it on your Pro, right? So I see both sides, but
Phil might be announcing the Xbox
I hope.
Series Y.
No.
They got to figure out the naming convention.
No.
They got to stop with
XY
something.
chromosome.
Yeah.
But isn't Phil doing some event like in Japan soon?
They already did that.
That's a trial.
That was the Tokyo
They call
game
it
show
trials.
that Ubisoft pulled out of. That already happened.
Like
I
in the last week?
I got a very quick addendum to my my 10-second spotlight. So
Sure.
we
Mm-hmm.
pre-ordered the MetaQuest S,
Oh.
3S, which is going to come out in 2 weeks. Me and my son, he saved up his summer money for it, so we're going to go in halvesies, and it comes with the Batman VR game.
Oh, good.
So that's in 2 weeks. I will be talking about that. I think I'm going to dip back into the VR games for a little bit. I'm just going to see.
Wait,
what's
man,
been
I'm
out
sorry.
there
You
so
say
far.
you're going to buy.
MetaQuest S3. Oh, 3S.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's the
tell
new
me
model.
about that. I don't know about that.
So they have the MetaQuest 3 right now, which is like
Okay.
the top of the line for the Meta line.
Okay.
But the 3S is like, okay, we've done away with some of the cameras that you probably won't use, like the pass-throughs. We've done away with it's a slightly less process. We've found cuts to make this $200 cheaper, but still like a next-gen experience because we've been using the MetaQuest 2 for a while.
Right.
But
All right,
this
so
is gonna be-
I see that it's $299.99 at Target,
Yeah.
and it comes with Batman Arkham Shadow.
Yep. And I was a little jealous that game was coming out, and I have no way to play it, but now I'm pumped because I can play it.
I
Good.
did
That looks
like the stupid Batman game that was on PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of a game. It was basically like a tour of his cave. but I kind of liked it because
Yeah.
I felt like I was there.
Are you watching Penguin? Because I really am loving the show.
I will watch Penguin. Yeah.
Yeah, and
After
I
Slow Horses.
I can't believe that, so some of the quote mainstream media is shitting on this show. Like IGN gave it a 50, and I'm like, but it's got a 9 on IMDb, and I don't know. I think it's really good. So the second
Why are they
episode just
shitting
aired.
on it?
I don't know. They're like, it's a Batman show, but Batman's not in it. And then they said there's torture in it. Let's
So why
give
don't
it
you
a
go
bad
watch
review. There's
Joker with
torture.
Lady Gaga in a musical?
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm backing out of that.
I heard the whole thing is just him, Joaquin Phoenix going, he's doing Adam Sandler.
Joker. I am Joker. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, it's
I
Adam
am the
Sandler as the Joker. No.
hiding.
It's dark and gritty. It's great. Check it on HBO. Okay,
I
so
am
that's exciting, Matt. I'm curious about that
I
because
am
that's exactly it.
I need to use my
I can
Quest.
fit
I
in
don't
this
use-
fridge. I can fit in the fridge.
Oh my
He
God.
fit in the fridge. He fit in the fridge.
I hate
Fit in the
I
Fridge
hate-
is my favorite song of the whole movie.
That's going to be on our Christmas play.
He's
I
so
hope we're-
tiny
We're
and
not
small.
doing a musical this year
He's
again, by the
tiny
way.
and small.
We're not doing a musical.
No, we're not doing music. What should we do? We should start to think about that. Like, no musical. We're going to reinvent
We should do a
ourselves.
twist. We'll figure it out.
All right. Let's see. Blizzard maybe making a StarCraft shooter again for the third time. I think this would actually be cool. Some of the success after Warhammer, like there's some sci-fi shooting stuff. Of course, the new Doom coming out looks awesome. So I'm open to a new shooter. Now, Call of Duty is coming out at the end of the month as well, John. And
I know.
should we do a roundtable for the single player? Or I don't know if Matt has any interest in it. It's on Game Pass.
That's right. You guys can play that friction free.
Friction free. That's a condom.
It's a Game Pass.
Yeah. I was going to ask, either of you guys, are you kind of interested in a single player COD?
The
No.
last 2 years
You guys
I've
can have
enjoyed
someone
it.
else on.
Yeah.
I might want to.
Back
No,
up.
we don't. Nobody else has to come on. I'm just saying,
It's
I
fun, Matt.
I'm kind of curious about it, even though I hate Call of Duty. I am
Matt,
curious.
it's on Game Pass, brother.
Well, Matt's not
Okay, yeah, I'll
American.
play it. I'll play it.
Matt's,
You know what?
Matt's
I'll
not
come in as an
American, though.
outsider.
'Cause
Having
I'm-
Yeah,
not
no,
really
I think you
known it.
should.
Yeah, play it as an outsider. I'm an outsider too, but here's why I'm interested.
This is
I grew
90s
up
Bill
in the
Clinton
90s.
shit.
It's Bill
Yes.
Clinton. It's Bush. It's like I like seeing those guys on TV. I feel comfort. Like that's my nostalgia.
What do you mean? I'm telling
But you're not
you.
American, so you didn't grow up with that. All right,
Is he
but
playing a saxophone?
I hope so.
Yes,
I
he is.
did not have sexual relations
I
with
did
that
not
woman.
inhale.
Now listen here.
Yeah,
I love
playing
Dana Carvey's
saxophone.
voice. Yeah.
With what's his face?
So
What was,
I probably will check out the single player at some
Okay,
point.
yeah, I'll
so
try
yeah,
that for sure.
look, Game Pass is going to be paying off soon. There's a lot of heavy hitters coming.
What was the
that
TV
I'm
show
curious
he was
about.
on?
Who? Bill Clinton?
With the saxophone. It was with what's
Animaniacs.
No. The black.
Hammer, MC Hammer show?
No, the Black Tonight Show host. The black.
Yeah, MC. Oh,
Arsenio.
Arsenio Hall. Okay.
Yeah, was there,
Why did I say MC Hammer?
Is Arsenio in this? Because that would be amazing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We need
Okay,
more
this game
90s people.
Climbing to the top of my list right
I
now.
want Arsenio to be in this.
I
That
just
would
want
be
Arsenio
fucking
Hall, the
amazing.
video game. We don't know what you do. You play just Coming to America.
I want Kid and Play in this.
Yeah. Just bring everything 90s back and
crisscross.
throw it randomly in here.
Make you jump.
House Party.
I talked about this before, but yeah, I mean, Nintendo doesn't want to get, quote, dragged into the performance console war. They said that there probably won't be ever again another console that's, quote, as powerful as the Xbox and PlayStation. So they're stuck kind of on this. How do you feel about that, John? Do you think that?
So listen, when I played that Mickey game,
Yeah,
like in the last day or so,
you kind of got frustrated.
yeah, because it was painful. It's like I knew
Yeah.
how bad it looked, right?
Okay.
Like, but some of the games scale in such a way I never feel that way, right?
Mm-hmm. But
Because
it
they're
does
doing
limit
some.
them, and why should Nintendo?
I
be
know, but
limited?
like when
That's the thing.
but I'm playing this Mickey remaster game, which was a Wii game, and they can't even pull it off, right?
Yeah.
Like a remastered version of a Wii game.
Right.
And the thing is, so yeah, they do need, if they want to compete in that space, right?
I don't think
which
they
is-
want to. That's what they're saying. We don't want to compete. We'll keep doing our mobile games.
So we're
you
gonna
know.
make like these like Zelda type games that they
Yes,
just did, because that
exactly.
Zelda game looks fine on my
Looks fine.
4K,
I'm sure,
Right.
right? It's a little stuttery, but I'm sure nobody's bitching because it's Nintendo.
right? But the thing is, they did it in such a way where it scales to 4K fine.
Yeah. Well,
But
Nintendo
these-
just went to the Ryu Gen X guy in Brazil,
What? Yeah,
and they shut that down. So this emulation thing for Nintendo, they actually do view as a huge threat.
Oh,
Because
I'm sure they do.
there are all these handheld PCs in Japan now, like we've said, and people are
Yes.
starting to say, why buy a Switch when I can buy a handheld PC that plays everything? And so Nintendo
Right.
shut them down.
And
Now, of
plays
course,
it
it's the
better.
internet. And it's already out there. In fact, it's already packed in with games. Like there's an Echo of Wisdom and Ryu pack that you can just get together, and you one click button and it launches the game in the emulator. So like you're not going to stop it, but they are trying to make it more difficult, and that shows you that it is sort of a
Well,
threat.
Valve
but-
even put the emulators in
Yep,
on the
the
Steam Deck.
iPhone has them. I played Game Boy games on my iPhone. Now I don't know if Nintendo's coming for them. Right? I tried Minish Cap, which was a Zelda game everybody told
Yeah,
me
my
about.
daughter
So
did that too.
I wish that Nintendo wasn't the way they were, but
Well, they
this is-
have to
this is the
protect
way-
their IP.
They
You
don't
can't
have
blame
to.
them.
They don't.
No,
they should
do.
do what Sony does. They should do exclusives everywhere, but on a year delay. And they would end up getting double, triple dippers like you, John. I guarantee you would rebuy a game
yeah.
again. And I think it would be a good thing for them, but they're going to do their own thing. And that's sort of what this article sort of said out there. Like,
Well, the
we don't
problem
want to
is that
compete. We're going to do our own thing.
They didn't necessarily do that with the Zelda game, but for the last like basically since the Wii, Michelle,
Yeah.
there's some gimmick in their hardware.
But their gimmick this time has been replaced by the handheld PC, by all of the 10 that are out now and the
Yes.
10 more coming. Yep.
But Zelda doesn't take advantage of any gimmicks like blowing into the microphone or
Who wants that?
or motion sensors or whatever.
Yeah, but nobody cares about those types. Those types of games will never be big.
Astrobot?
Astrobot
That's
did
not
really
that
well.
big, though, if you look at the numbers. I mean, no one's going to be like, the next Elden Ring is because you can blow into your controller. It was groundbreaking.
I've seen the
Like,
future, and the future is blowing in your
why
controller.
can't Nintendo be
Yeah.
super, like, I don't know. They don't need a gimmick. They're Nintendo. Just make good games and give people a way to play
Nintendo.
them. Nintendo.
Yeah.
Blowing mini
Yeah.
games.
So speaking of gimmicks, I just like a PSA.
Okay.
The Amazon Fire Stick TV stick 4K is $25 on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
That is your gateway into Game Pass streaming.
Okay.
From
And,
the cloud, not from your network.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Matt McCarthy said it was pretty decent on his network, but obviously
Well, it's
your
not his
internet.
network. It's the cloud, so that's different.
No,
You
on
do
his
internet.
network in his house, though.
Right, but it's not your network. It's going to be your internet. To
I know, but
their
if you're,
server.
I understand, but if you have shitty Wi-Fi in your house, it's not going to work. So that's what I'm getting at.
Well, it's going to be based on your internet speed, whatever that is. If you're talking,
or just the stability of it too. Like,
sure, but
like if I were gonna like say, hey, I'm a Fire TV streamer guy, I would get the Ethernet dongle
but there's
and all
also
that shit.
like, let's say you have an Xbox in your home and you want to play your Xbox game downstairs, upstairs, living room. Like it's to me like the local streaming I'm okay with. I'm not sold on cloud streaming just yet.
Yeah.
No,
I did Astrobot on my PC. I sent you a screenshot if you remember.
Yeah. As long as you're wired on your local
So
network. you're probably
I
fine,
installed the PlayStation streaming app on my PC.
Yep.
Because I wanted to play Astrobot and my wife was watching
didn't you
TV.
just tell me why the fuck would I ever go through hoops to put Balatro on my phone? You did it.
No, I wouldn't do that at Subway. But if I was
okay,
like
at Subway, how often are we gaming at Subway? Here we go with these stupid situations.
But Michelle, if I'm just chilling out late at night and my wife's watching Jeopardy, I might take a few seconds to try to make that work.
Yeah, it's fun to game on an iPad while someone's watching TV. I've done it. All right, let's talk about the jacket. It's $1,700. It's a Death Stranding 2 jacket. It's already sold out. Are you, I mean, John, I know your jackets. Matt, you're kind of a Hideo fan. What, do you like this?
Death Stranding fan, for sure.
It's kind of a cool looking jacket.
Can I see it? Did you put a link?
Yeah,
in
let
the
me put a
chat?
link
I
in
can't.
here.
I do like jackets.
I know. Look at that. What do you think of this?
Is it leather?
Is it too
It's-
flashy? I can't
it's
see. I see an
got,
old
like-
woman.
It's a beach
I
jacket?
see.
I'm confused.
Hideo.
I
Where
don't
is it?
see
Here,
the
it's in the
jacket, though.
pictures. Open up the Wario link.
Oh my gosh.
Here, I'll
this
give
is
you.
terrible.
I'll give you a
Oh.
direct link.
It's like a ski jacket.
But I mean, $1,700. What do you think?
Yeah, this isn't a Death Stranding 2 jacket, is it?
Are you talking about the orange jacket with all the zippers?
Yeah, orange, black. It's reversible. She's got a hoodie.
I would say not me.
Well, look at that third
looks
picture where
warm.
she's got like under it. She's wearing like a black leotard and revealing her body.
Well, I see like the
Look at that.
sheer
Yeah, look at
one
that
piece.
sheer. That's a nice touch with that jacket. It's like you're cold but hot at the same time. The fuck is that? She has a rubber ducky it comes with.
You're cold. You're yes and you're no.
Oh, it's got a little baby keychain. A little baby
I don't know. It's a
slug.
little too ski jacket for me. I don't think I'd do it.
Do you like the spiky
I like
hood?
the baby touch.
Yeah.
I didn't see the spiky hood.
Oh, keep scrolling. There's a spiky hood accessory. This guy wants to be a fashion designer and a movie director. And he's
There's
just
nothing wrong
cracks
with
me up.
that.
Yeah. I know Sav is a huge fan of him. We'll have to ask him about his love for him
He's
next week.
basically Kanye right now with this.
Yeah. Right. So that's that. What else is going on?
This is very Kanye, by the way, the whole thing.
It does look very Kanye-ish, only without the
Without the drama.
anti-Semitism.
What would we call them?
Hey, he was
Not
ahead of his
easy.
time, apparently.
I don't know about that.
Shiggy?
Well, what other news? Devolver launching a new indie label based on licensed games. That's cool. People usually like Devolver stuff. I know you just played Plucky Squire. Or was it UFO 50? I forget which one they did. I think Plucky.
We both.
What else? Anything you guys brought around?
I'm not.
I'm missing-
I'm scrolling.
sometimes I
So
miss
Shattered
stuff.
Space. Is anyone
Oh,
playing
yeah, I
Shattered
should-
Space? That came out.
That's what the other thing. No, because honestly, like the fact that it's not a part of Game Pass, like John, we talked about this. How do you guys feel about that? Because I feel like if it was, you would be playing this again.
Yeah, I did not know it was not part of Game Pass. I just automatically thought I'd get it.
Yeah, $30. It's kind of like you can buy that, but then if you don't have Game Pass, you don't own Starfield. So then you bought that and kind of, I don't know. I feel like,
Yeah, that I think that's pretty dumb. It's retarded.
yeah, I
As-
think
as
Phil
the
has to
kids
work
say.
on this. Yeah.
I mean, you can't give out full games on Game Pass and then charge for expansions.
Well, they're doing
I
it with
just don't
Diablo expansion too now. It's what they're
Yeah,
doing.
but that's different. That's in a different Blizzard like stratosphere. Like
I guess.
I can almost accept that more.
Okay.
I know Bethesda is kind of its own little thing too, but it just doesn't.
It's more
like
of a
Blizzard-
single player game versus a live service game. I understand what you're
Yes.
saying. You would
Yeah,
expect with
yeah.
a live service game that's getting constant updates that there's an upkeep thing. With a big expansion like Shattered Space, which is a huge like add-on, you would expect to get that. Like they always said, or at least they sold to me in the beginning, was you'll always play the best version of the game first on
That's
Game
what I
Pass.
thought.
The
I would
best
think
version
that-
is the full version of the game. And yeah, Forza Horizon had paid DLCs, Zabu Musa said. So yeah,
I
this is
know.
nothing new, but I feel like the promise of Game
I bought
Pass
the
has gotten
Forza
bigger and
Hot
grander.
Wheels shit.
The price has gone up.
It does chip
Okay.
away at the image of Game Pass.
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay,
Yeah.
what are they going to get me next?
And it's
time?
also
But
the
it
only
also-
thing Xbox is holding on to at this point. When they were more competitive, and now it's like, okay, Xbox is only winning what they're winning because of Game Pass. All they care about is Game Pass subs. That's what they claim. Well,
How long until
Right.
Game Pass is first day releases, but you only get to play 10 hours? Like 10
oh,
hours of the
no.
first game.
Well,
And then
there'll be a
Right.
tier that's like that, and then there'll be a more expensive tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say I did buy the Forza Hot Wheels shit.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of people
so
like that. That was good.
But I'm saying I guess I participated in that before, right?
course.
Buying the DLC.
What about the big update coming in November to Microsoft Flight Simulator? Is that a tacked on thing, John? Or is that free?
No, because it's a new game.
You have to. Oh.
It's Flight Simulator 2024.
Okay.
It's not a expansion. It's not an update.
Okay. All right.
So it's a new game. But okay. So more importantly, Michelle,
Yes.
the biggest question of all here, that's obvious to me,
Yeah.
is Call of Duty. Right?
You get the single player. You get the first multiplayer pack.
Okay, so then how do they nickel and dime us? Because that
Cosmetic
is
skins.
because okay, a battle pass.
Yep.
Because you know that's the most important question to them. How do we milk Call of Duty? Right? It's not how do we milk Starfield or Flight Simulator. How do we milk Call of Duty?
Right.
And that's where the milking's going to happen.
The milking.
The milking.
Yeah.
Am I still saying it wrong?
Phil is milking. He's milking this
Order.
shit. Well, anyway, let's get out of here. We have a fun show
right.
next week.
I'm gonna
Silent
pass
Hill. John's going to get some rest. Thank you for being a trooper, John. We know you had a rough week and you're not feeling so great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Everybody listening, I'm sure, appreciates it. If you want to find us during the week, head to videogameoutsiders.com. You're going to find everything, show notes, thank you, Beamals, episode archives, search all the stuff you wonder. Hey, did John ever talk about, that taxi story? What's that taxi story? You should find that taxi story. It was a good one. So you can look up things that, classic moments of VGO. If you support us for $1.99 a month, you get that whole back catalog of almost 20 years, not just the most recent episodes like you're getting if you're listening on Spotify. You should also check out our app on iOS and Android. We do weekly bonus shows. Some are free and some are premium. We'll be doing some this week. There's a lot more going on. Until then.
That's right.
We have a Discord. Oh, enter to win TCG Card Shop Simulator in the Discord.
That's right.
That's it.
And if you guys won a big sausage energy, that will go out before the weekend.
Yeah.
And by the way, that is a new Pit Beast product that is on Amazon.
Oh, you're going to mail Matt some too, a whole spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
so
also go to
Matt's gonna give a review.
pitbeast.com. And I really believe in big sausage energy. So
I don't. No fennel for
I've seen
me.
your website.
No fennel
that's
for
you.
me. No
it's
licorice.
my grandpa in a bottle.
All right, good. So check that out as well. Thank you, listeners.
John?
Hey,
to get
John,
fell.
it's when I'm dead. You can't do
Oh,
this.
nobody's going to
What are
order
you
this
doing?
now.
Why are you grinding up on my bones for you?
Grandpa. All right, bye.
Just so you know, fennel is a primary seasoning of Italian sausage.
No, it's not.
not?
I'm Italian. We never ate fennel. You're some weirdos. All right, bye.
Oh my god, I just gotta switch! This game is Jesus! Zelda Breath of the Wild until I grow old! Passing this massive game is hashtag life goals!
What a fanboy.
Life goals!
PC
Life,
Mysteries
life
7
goals!
years. Gonna have to tell me what really is.
Yeah, it's my life goal, okay?
Life goals. It's a dollar store. Elder Scrolls. You don't need a Switch. Just watch The Witcher on Twitch.
Bitch, I got a paraglider, while the raw was on grinder. You're in my world now, you're in Hyrule now, and I'm not taking the bait, so just stop the hate.
I'm not hating. I'm not even playing. My weapon broke. I'm broken stick simulating.
You're just jealous of my skeleton arm chick. I'll beat you my 12-inch sword and my 12-inch dick. Link is a legend, I got among men. This Triforce so large it scares off getting in.
Can't tell with the lag. Is that just Zelda in drag? I can see it in your skirt. Others pressing your shirt. I don't think that's a Bella. Just a cross-dressing Zelda. So stop climbing them towers and go pick some big flowers.
Oh, fuck your flowers, I got epic quest to do. I shit diamond ice cubes. I stop time, how about
I'm an old man's errand boy, the king of Hyrule. He's got dementia and drools. Go fetch your own shit. Oh, look, a magnet. Now he wants me to cook? Man, Miyamoto read the MMO handbook.
That's right, I'm smoking charred peppers. So spicy and hot, girls dropping panties like fevered lepers.
Wow, nice graphics. Are those grass blades elastic? Here's a nickel by more pixels, cause that shit looks like plastic.
Oh please, this game looks so good. When I chop down a tree, I get myself wood. The landscape is so nice, it brings tears to my eyes.